when the awareness started coming in, it was never an immediate, this is who I am and this is who I want to be. It took years, maybe 3 years, to truly embrace and be able to understand what transgender meant and what that meant to me and why I was showing up the way that I was showing up now, right? So it was also a time of getting, I don't want to say getting rid of, but leaving behind those parts of me that no longer fit into the awareness of my new self.
Well, it's very hard for me to even say the word. So I kind of like just kind of typed it up. We were in a computer, so I just typed it up. I was like, I'm that. Pretty much. Yeah, I couldn't even say it. I was very, I grew up very like restricted as a kid, and my parents very like religious and this and that. So it was very like, I guess it was that taboo for me to just even say, hey, I'm trans. The relationship is really not there anymore. Um, my dad, he pretty much just we tried talking it out a little bit. I think they tried to do some research, but they have their own ways of doing research. So it's more like what they've offered back to me is like conversion therapy, pretty much. So I'm just like, I guess not, And and my dad eventually just sent me a text like, this is where this is where I'm. Hasta aquí llegó. And that's why he told me. He's like, that's it for me. My mom is the only one that still talks to me pretty much and tries to actually talk to me. I know that I think she does it more out of a want to like try to convince me to be like, oh, you're just doing this wrong. Maybe we can get you to therapy and you can find what happened to you when you were really young and we can fix this, and you can go back to or like feel like their gender or something.
Taking this on, man, you're raw. You are raw to the core. It's like you are taking every mask that you have worn in your life and you're saying, I'm done because I'm suffocating in here. A la vez que emprendí la esencia de lo que yo soy, como que esa máscara y esa vestimenta se cayó.
It's hard for me to grow up and raise and grow up in Haiti and come here and then being a teacher in the classroom.
Me ha pasado en dos incidentes en diferentes tiendas y interesantemente en los dos casos mujeres que se han acercado a preguntarme si soy mujer o soy hombre. En uno le pregunté, ¿qué tú ves? Y ella me dijo, yo veo una mujer. Y entonces le dije, entonces, ¿cuál fue la necesidad de la pregunta?
La comunidad LGBT del sur de la Florida y bueno, del país y del mundo entero, yo diría que enfrentamos los mismos problemas, las mismas dificultades que cualquier otra minoría. En los Estados Unidos en particular, asuntos de migración son muy importantes, asuntos de discriminación en general. Nosotros tenemos ciertos derechos en el sur de la Florida gracias al condado de Miami-Dade y en ciertas ciudades que protegen a nivel local, pero no es suficiente, Todavía tú puedes ir a aplicar por un trabajo y si eres una mujer transgénero o un hombre, sencillamente te pueden decir no me gusta cómo luces y no te voy a dar el trabajo o no te voy a dar el apartamento o no te voy a dar servicio. Y aunque eso suene absurdo, una cosa que no se puede uno imaginar que eso pase hoy en día, pasa y la ley lo protege.
For me, we're talking about early 1999, 2000 to 2003. And I even reached out to the Equal Employment Opportunity Council and made an actual complaint at work against a company about how I was being treated on the job. There were actual witnesses and coworkers who were willing to testify on my behalf about the treatment that I was undergoing. Even with the witnesses, even with my sort of story, the response I got back from the EEOC was, we don't find any wrongdoing. And so basically I was in a system that just did not have my back. So it's been several years, and that's why I get really irritated when people say, well, Angelica, you have to understand this is really new to you. This is new to you. So let's recognize that you're not quite up to speed. Let's have that conversation. But that there are other people who are ready, willing, and able to move us all forward.
Today is a landmark victory for LGBTQ equality, decades in the making. The majority of the justices on the court honored the rule of law and decades of legal precedent to affirm these employment protections for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people. Work plays a central role in all of our lives. Work allows us to provide for ourselves and for our families. Work is also part of our identities and key to how we and the world sees us as members of society.
Hoy quiero compartir que me siento sumamente orgullosa. Qué bonito que hayan podido reconocer el valor de nuestros derechos humanos. Todos los oficios que emprendemos y todos los talentos que brindamos hacia nuestras comunidades. Gracias, gracias y muchas gracias.
First, you have the initial barrier of access to healthcare. Can you afford it? Do you have insurance? Can you get coverage? So assuming that you can afford to walk in the door, then you face staggering issues of trans incompetence in the healthcare field. And I know that there have been some there are heroic efforts being undertaken to educate healthcare providers to be trans competent. It's not enough. It's going to take a long time. There are a lot of folks who are in these healthcare systems that have sincerely held religious beliefs that somehow they think justifies their discriminatory behavior. There are tremendous barriers. And by the way, that's once you get in the door. Just sitting in a waiting room as a male identified individual wanting to get your pap smear, and you're sitting in the waiting room and everyone's staring at you, why are you here? Things were very much about the gay and lesbian community. And through it all, who's gotten lost in the shuffle has often been trans folks. Sometimes it seems like there's discrimination not only outside of our community, but within our community. Sometimes it seems like there's folks who are gay and lesbian who are like, why are they in our movement? And of course, I always try to remind people, the reality is we all get beaten up in the alleys for the same reasons. We don't typically get beaten up in the alley for holding our partner's hand. We get beaten up in the alley for not being as femme a woman, or maybe not being as masculine a guy as society says that we should be, for not fitting into those gender stereotypes. And of course, that's what is the greatest offense that trans people commit, is transcending gender, which of course we all do. There is no real man or real woman to be.
Y'all better quiet down. I have been thrown in jail. I have lost my job. I have lost my apartment for gay liberation. And you all treat me this way?
Personas como Silvia Rivera, una transgénero puertorriqueña, estuvo en Nueva York y fue una de las primeras que dijo, basta ya que la policía nos está abusando y humillando, y tiró un ladrillo por la ventanilla de un carro de policía y empezó lo que conocemos como los Stonewall Riots. Y Stonewall Riots fueron 4 días de guerra, en las calles de Nueva York. Y gracias a Silvia Rivera y a muchas otras personas estoy yo aquí, y hay muchas otras personas que son líderes hoy, que tienen voz hoy, que tienen la libertad de vivir su vida honestamente y con orgullo y con respeto, sin alguno de los miedos que tenían otras generaciones.
very important to sort of pay attention to life and understand that if you're ever questioning whether you are where you're supposed to be, a lot of times the answer to that is you are where you're supposed to be because that's where you are.
I think the one that's making me the happiest and the more connected though is like just people calling me Theo, using my name, calling me he. That's been, I think that brings me alive every single time. It's really nice. I remember my first birthday that I was out to some people, and it's insane. I was still in Panama. It was just only the trans group that I was in that I was like, happy birthday, Theo. And I just remember, like, that was like, I feel like it's so cheesy, but that was the best gift that anyone gave me on that birthday. Like, just saying happy birthday, Theo.
Lo primordial para mí, ser un ejemplo. No es enseñar porque intelectualmente sé cosas o leí un libro. Es porque ahora lo vivo. Y veo la diferencia de lo que es vivir de tu corazón, lo que es vivir tu ser. Mi enfoque es ese. Yo no puedo emprender, ayudarte de ninguna forma, ni ofrecerte algo si no lo puedo hacer de un punto donde todo lo que yo estoy haciendo lo hago de un punto que es genuino. Es como cuando tú tienes un momento en la vida que te despiertas, no que te despiertes por la mañana de dormir, que te despiertas, tu espíritu se despierta, tu alma se despierta y se mueve. Hay un momento que uno hace esto. Y en ese momento es que yo empecé a vivir. Cuando yo hice eso. Cuando yo llegué a ese entendimiento, ese despertar. Porque ya no solamente es lo que siento, es lo que mi cuerpo me está diciendo, es lo que mi mente me está diciendo, es lo que, o sea, todo ahora está funcionando como un río. ¿Right? Un río que fluye. Y pueden haber obstáculos de piedra y palo y todo lo que tú quieras, pero el río sigue. Ya no había obstáculos en mi vida. Ya no había eso. Sino era un fluir mucho más grande que yo.